Hi, my name is Xochitl de la Piedad Garcia. I'm a researcher in weight stigma at the Australian Catholic University. And I'm going to be talking about the need for inclusion of expert advisory groups in the development and implementation of the National Obesity Strategy for weight stigma. So as Liz very eloquently discussed today, weight stigma is a major issue affecting people living with obesity or living with in larger bodies. And we've heard a lot of people today talk about how obesity, we understand now the drivers of obesity to be quite complex. Yet the public narrative in the public spaces in society doesn't reflect this understanding. So we need to start moving away from a narrative that blames individuals and moralizes weight, and start having the public discourse on obesity to reflect our understanding of the complex causes of obesity that we've been discussing today. This is because we need to tackle weight stigma, which imposes barriers for people to engage in health-promoting behaviors. Liz talked about all of those, like barriers to exercising, barriers to seeking healthcare, and many other issues. So, although many of us would agree then that weight stigma is bad, the reality is that the beliefs that underpin weight stigma, the beliefs about the blame, individuals being to blame for their weight, is pervasive in society. It's embedded in every aspect of the way people in society think and work. So we can see it in the media, we can see it in the way spaces, physical spaces are arranged, we see it in healthcare messages, we see it in families and interpersonal interactions. And this is because this complex understanding hasn't quite filtered down to the public. So this makes it difficult to change our stigmatizing behaviors. So despite this understanding, many people are not aware of how to make these changes. We believe that the National Obesity Strategy presents a very good opportunity to start changing the narratives and exposing the general public to the narratives that we've been discussing today about the complexity of obesity. So we are calling for an action to include advisory groups made up of weight stigma researchers and lived experience experts that may help with the implementation of the National Obesity Strategy and the clinical guidelines that are developed, so that we design stigma-related materials. We also collaboratively create principles and review the communications about the National Obesity Strategy or any interventions programs that the National Obesity Strategy develops, and so that we can share emerging evidence around our understanding of stigma, its effects, and ways to prevent it in our practices as healthcare professionals, as researchers, or even as media voices. So this team of experts, both lived experience and research experts, can help identify opportunities to address stigma and make sure that the actions and investments from the government are not unintentionally causing harm by perpetuating stigmatizing views of people living in larger bodies. And with that, I think Blake is next.